everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 14, episode 11, coming to you live from the garden. I'm by the wildlife pond in the front. This is where I was going to do it last week when I thought it was going to get dark or rain or whatever, but yeah, I was going to be out here because, I mean, you can't really tell. Like, I cut the grass down right here, the variegated grass and stuff, so that the candelabra primulas can show themselves off, and then and the orange fern, there's only one frond that's, oh yeah, I cut all the old fronds back because they start off orange and then they turn green, but I cut it all down so it can be fresh and then you get a better view of the pond. So I thought it would be good for last week, but that's why I'm sitting out here this week, because it has been a spectacularly hot day today. I wanted to take advantage of being outside because of the heat and sunshine and blue skies, and I did. I worked out in the front garden, but it was a slow process because we have that, you know how we have the pool, oh, reactions are now enabled. You can turn this off. Okay, so you know how we have the pool in the front, okay. My phone is telling me about those reactions. I don't know if you guys saw the fireworks twice, but I had to click, got it, that I understand reactions. You know how we have the pool in the front? Well, I didn't want to waste all the water, the rainwater that collected in it over the winter, but I want to take it down because we don't really need the pool anymore, because mostly it's only me who goes in it, and because I built the plunge pool in the back, I don't need the pool out front here. But like I said, I didn't want to waste the water, so I've been watering from it for the whole season out front here, where I've been watering today instead of carrying buckets or watering cans out of, like filling up 2 watering cans in the pool and then bringing them up. I used a pump and a hose to water things, and it worked great, but it was still a slow process, especially obviously it's a long hose and the further you are away from the pool. But I got it all done, and but it took hours, but it's still good to be outside. Hopefully I haven't sunburned. I don't see a sunburn yet, but you just never know. So how is everyone? How have you been? What is new with you? What have you been doing with your week? I'll tip this up real quick to show you the rest of you can see the yellow flag irises are flowering. If I turn that way, you might be able to see what am I looking at here? Yeah, oh no, you can just see Thomas's car. You can't see the pool from where we are. But, okay, so, what else do I want to tell you guys? Oh, so Stephen and Samantha's parents went to the Man City game today, and it was the Premier League final. And so guess what? A football team that Steve has liked since before he was born. He was born into Man City being a Blue, and he absolutely loves them, and they are champions. Yes, 4 years in a row they have won the Premier League, so they're Premier League champions, and this is the 4th year, and nobody has ever won it 4 years in a row. So congratulations to Manchester City Football Club for winning their 4th in a row Premier League championship, but also doing something that no one else has done before. And I'm happy for Steve and Samantha's parents that they got to be there for it and see the champions win. And yeah, what an experience they must have had. So congratulations to the team and to all the fans who are celebrating this victory. So that happened today. We have had a busy week. There was one day I do art classes, one day I go grocery shopping, one day we were babysitting, one day we Erica had an orthodontist appointment, which obviously didn't take all day, and then the other day, I was supposed to have lunch with Samantha, but she wasn't feeling good, which is okay, but at the same time, I was going to the same area to pick up a bigger fish tank, aquarium, whatever, for the axolotls. So they are happy in their new space. This week, I'll go and get them some sand and some live plants, and I need to go back up in the loft and look through the fish stuff, because I know I have more caves and things for them, but I thought I set them out waiting for me to have a bigger tank, but I don't know where I set them now, so I gotta go and check. It is smoking hot in the loft right now, because if it's 22 or more outside, then the loft, like, heat rises, so it gets pretty warm in there, which is why I don't keep any candles up there anymore, even if there's seasonal candles for my autumn decorations or Christmas decorations, etc. So yeah, it was a busy week, but it was a good week and enjoyed all of it. Oh, and then, oh no, sorry, I didn't even finish. So, and then on the weekend, we had a painting workshop yesterday, and then me and Erica and Steve went to a play last night, and it was called, hang on, give me a second. Okay, Oscar Wilde wrote a book called, I don't remember. It has to do with a picture, like a painting, and then a curse or a blessing or whatever, like where the guy wishes that he would look like he would have the face of the young person in the painting, which is himself, forever, that he wouldn't age. And what happens is he stays the same, but the painting ages, and it's up in the loft of his place, and it's a secret that how he keeps his youthful look is because the painting is getting older. Some people will know what I'm talking about, the Oscar Wilde book, but no, not Lucienne. No, it's not a French name. But this movie that we saw, whatever the name is of that book, or the character, like, that doesn't age, it's like a first and a last name. The play was just the first name, so it was based on that. Really good. That's just a local theater in Northwich that we go to, just a small community theater. But yeah, we have had a busy weekend. Yesterday at the painting workshop, we were doing oil paintings. I haven't used oil paintings since high school, and it was Steve's first time using oil paintings, as well as a lot of people who were there. So it was very interesting. Learned a lot of different new things. Even though, like, oil paint, like, there's different things that have come along in the last, how old am I? So 30 years. But some things are still the same with oils as well. They're still messy, and they take a while to dry, although there's stuff you can add to them that make them dry quicker. But yeah, so it's still cool to work with them, because unlike acrylics, where they'll dry really quickly, if you don't add anything to the oils, it'll take days for them to dry, so you can go back to a painting the next day and keep working with the colors and movements, or yes, so there is a place for oil painting, definitely. But it was an interesting, fun class, and me and Steve enjoyed it. We did 2 paintings each. I was going to bring them out and show them to you guys, but I just don't know if they're still even a little bit wet, so I didn't want to, like, make a mess on my hands or showing you guys. But one's a bee with flowers, and the other one's a butterfly with flowers, although mine looks more like a moth because of the leaf shape. It doesn't look bad, it just looks more like a moth than a bee. So very nice, very fun, and obviously we enjoyed time babysitting our grandson. We took him out for a walk. And what else did I say? Oh, I had my painting class this week was doing, lighthouses, and they unfortunately look a little bit phallical. So yeah, not lighthouses, they were windmills. And my brother wrote on the painting, like the picture of the painting in his Instagram, he's like, oh right, like D-shaped windmill pics coming up in my feed now or something. And it was funny because I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, I should have changed the shape of the tops a little bit, made them not so round. But yeah, But it was still, again, learning about glazing with watercolors, which is wet on dry, is what the theme is this month that we're learning in classes. It was still good lesson, very interesting. And I'm enjoying, getting back into art. However, I just am overwhelmed with like all the places my brain wants to be. Because I want to be inside scrapbooking, but I want to be outside gardening, but I want to be like doing the art and learning and the stuff that we're learning. And then I also need to do the paperwork that I said, and working out and stuff. I haven't started my workouts yet, but me and Steve have been eating properly this week, so we have that, which is good. So a week in, but it is a bit difficult too unless you plan your meals, especially for snacks and stuff, because there's only so many things you can snack. Like later in the evening, if we want to snack, we have yogurts, and there's like cheese slices, like proper cheese, not just plastic cheese, as we call the American style cheese slices. So sliced cheese, any kind of cheese, or sliced meats, bananas, raisins. But even raisins and bananas can be high in sugar, but yeah, so I just need to plan more. This week I made lamb's liver, and it was so yummy. Steve said he saw how much I was piling away. I didn't really like liver. Oh, I didn't mind liver when we were growing up, but I don't think it was lamb's liver that we had in Canada, so it's a lot more livery taste. I'm pretty sure it's like calf's liver or cow liver or whatever, ox liver. And which I didn't mind, but once I learned to eat it with bacon and gravy and onions, well, we always have liver and onions, but with bacon and gravy, it makes all the difference, and it's so good. And then the way I made it this time with like wholemeal breadcrumbs, not wholemeal breadcrumbs, wholemeal flour, just a little light bit on it, and seared in a pan, and then I put them in the oven, which I've never made liver in the oven before. But it was so good. I just ate so much of it 2 days in a row because I made way too much. But yeah, I made liver. So I have those lamb's hearts too that I need to take out of the freezer and make those, which I will much enjoy. But if I plan my meals better, then it works out better. We've been eating a lot of salad. So tuna salad, chicken salad, ham salad with like the sliced meats, because we didn't have tuna, so we bought more yesterday. One of the kids has been sneaking. They're allowed to eat it. I just wish they would have told the Echo, that I call it, instead of saying the ALEXA name to set it off, although there's not one out here. But I don't want to set yours off. When we're out of something, they're supposed to say, hey, Echo, add this to my grocery list. So that when I go grocery shopping, I have it on my phone, everything that we're short of or missing. But nobody told me that we were out of tuna, and I knew that me and Steve hadn't eaten it in a while, so I assumed we had lots. No, we didn't have lots, but anyways, not a big deal. So what else did I want to tell you guys about? Lots of times I just forget what I did with the week. Well, like as soon as I'm ready to tell you guys what I've done with the week, my brain shuts off, and I haven't. But this time I remembered everything. So I can't remember if there's anything else that I wanted to tell you guys. I have water. So, the doctor stuff. I noticed on my GP app, that's what it's called, my GP app, that the doctors finally got the test results from the second test on Friday. But it doesn't say what the results are on the app. It just says that the doctor received them, and but the doctor didn't call me on Friday, although it was Friday, so I understand. But I'm gonna call them tomorrow because I'm tired of waiting. I need to find out, and my stomach acid is getting it's so annoying, because even if I've eaten and drank water or milk or whatever, everything's good. Then all of a sudden it'll be like, because of the buildup of acid, it just it feels like my stomach's empty. I'm nauseous, and it seems like it's getting worse. So something's going on. Even if it's not H. pylori, we've got to figure out what's going on, because I can't keep it. It's like when I was pregnant and feeling nauseous every day. It's just really, really annoying. Today is the 19th of May, which is like crazy. That means this month is like nearly done. Then there's June, and in July we go to Canada. So I still have all the same things on my agenda that I need to do, like there's a plane going over. Erica find a prom dress, and Allison university stuff. Aurora college stuff isn't too bad because it's the same college and it's the same course. So, but Erica is leaving high school to go to college, and Allison will be going to uni for the first time if the financing comes through. Because if they don't accept the qualifications, like the fact that she has been here for half her life now, or that she's, what was the other one? Oh, it's under 18. Oh, should it be over? I forget what it is now. She had to be here for at least half her life, or I can't remember what it was. Was it 10 years and half her life? Something like that. Either one of those. Otherwise, if they don't accept that, they'll consider her a foreign student, and tuitions are way higher if you're a foreign student. So, yeah, we have to apply and see what I know she's an adult and she needs to do it, but I was helping her with it, so I say I need to get on that. So, yes, that is on tomorrow's agenda, is to call the doctors and to do the paperwork for that with Allison. Today's dinner, it was chicken salad, like just chicken breast made in the pressure cooker, and chicken salad. And then for the kids, I honestly was just lazy, and because of the heat and everything else, I've just made hot dogs, and I had hot dog buns. Because I had bought hot dog and hamburger buns and stuff, but I didn't want them to go bad, so I just put the hamburger buns in the freezer today. But I put the hot dog buns in the kitchen and just made hot dogs for the kids. I say kids, they are old enough to make their own food, but the thing is that because I make food most of the days, they just assume that I will, and then unless I tell them fend for yourself, you know, I just make sure that there's something there for them to eat. If they don't like it, that's too bad. Then they can figure something else out or whatever, but what am I going to do after I'm done my live? I am going to crawl into bed and read, or I am going to go in the office and scrapbook a little. The thing is, though, I honestly, as much as I want to scrapbook and stuff, I need to put the stuff away and then say no new projects or anything until like everything else is done. Like I said, I watered the plants all in the front today, but I need to mow the lawn in the back. I need to water all the plants in the back and just do gardening chores and stuff like that. So, and then plans for Canada, the priorities are the priorities, and I shouldn't be starting new things that can wait, like scrapbooking and stuff like that. Yes, it's a hobby, but so is gardening, and what else, like painting and like that. So the things that I already, you know, that I have on the top of the priority should take priority. Any other hobbies should be packed away and can sit for later until well, probably until after summer at least, because there's just so much going on, and I know that my attention needs to be focused elsewhere. Even reading books and stuff like that. Like I have just so many things that I want to do or stuff at the same time. It just doesn't work out. Yeah, audiobooks is great, but I'm not going to pay for... there's lots of free audiobooks, but the ones that I want to read or listen to, like I'm not going to pay for books when I own so many anyways. So actually, that's a good point, because I take photos of my books. I wonder if, you know, like, because Steve does that sometimes where he's, instead of reading out a email or a message or whatever, like sometimes he'll just press play so that it like your phone will dictate the words that it sees. So I wonder if it would work with the photos that I've taken of the book, but I would still have to change to the next photo. Anyways, I'll have to try that. So I'm sorry that last week it didn't work with a video of my mom, but only sound. I'm glad that there was sound, which is better than nothing, but I wish that she would have been on video, especially if she got ready, because I told her it was up to her if she wanted to come on or not. And then she obviously decided that it was okay to come on, but she probably, like, I feel bad if she had gotten ready and, you know, was excited to be on, and then the video didn't work, and, like, how annoying, right? So I'm sorry that that didn't work. I don't know what happened or what was going on, but I don't know, but I also, you know, think everything happens for a reason. So as you can tell today, I did not do my hair. I did not put makeup on. So this is Lisa All Natural in the outdoors, in the wild where I belong. And no, nothing, like I said, nothing else today. Just been out front, especially because Thomas went to his nan's for the weekend with Sasha, his dog. So although Sasha's a lot better now that she's still a puppy. She's still, like, she's only a year and a half, but she's much, much better in the house. She doesn't chew things up, knock on wood, or anything now. So she is good in the house. So if I wanted to be out front doing stuff, but she is a needy dog and loves attention. So I would still feel bad if she was in the house or in the back garden at the gate watching and whining because I'm out here. So because he was gone to his nan's this weekend, it was perfect opportunity for me to work out in the front garden today. Whereas tomorrow when he goes to work, I'll have Sasha at home. And then if I'm in the back garden watering there and doing stuff there, then she can be out there with me. Yeah, I do need to do grocery shopping again this week. I have been listening to audiobooks, but like I said, there's only a few that I've downloaded. And I tend to download, like for my case, so with Audible, if you have a subscription to Audible, you get 1 free credit each month. So then it's like your subscription pays for 1 book each month. So you're really, if you use your credit, and they last for a long time too, so you don't have to just spend your credit that month. You can build them up. Like I probably have about 6 left, or maybe 4 now, because I took a couple books. So that means like 4 or 6 months worth of credits just sitting there. So it does pay for itself if you at least why wouldn't you? It's free, right? But I try to download books that, I give Steve some of the credits too, because, you know, then we can just share it. But I try to download books that are ones that I can listen to over and over again, or at least more than once. So, inspirational books, or I've downloaded all of Alan Partridge, which is a character by Steve Coogan. People here will absolutely know who Alan Partridge is. Canadians, Americans, I don't know if you'll know who Alan Partridge is, but it's a character by a comedic actor named, I'm just getting the names mixed up now, Alan Partridge by Steve Coogan. So it is hilarious, and all of his stuff, like, I love that character, absolutely love that character. He's been going for years, and he does Audible books, which, well, they're not books, they're Audible, not podcasts necessarily, they're like ramblings basically, and it's funny. So I have all those downloaded, and then, yeah, like I said, some of them are Steve's. What to tell you guys about? What hobbies do you guys do? What are you doing now that it's the summer months? Like, yeah, even if I have paperwork, I could sit outside and do it in the enjoyable weather, and I will do that, as long as my papers don't blow away. If I need to, I could read outside, I did think about that today because it was so hot and sunny. I thought, should I just sit outside and read, or do something that's just in one spot, or should I, so I listen to stuff on my phone whilst going around and watering the plants and stuff. But that same thing with podcasts, I've been skipping over so many, because I honestly have too many podcasts to listen to all of the latest episodes every day. I want to not have my headphones in my ears so much and only listen to the podcasts that I really, really love, and spend more time connected to the world instead of connected to my headphones. So, yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you guys. Steve hasn't booked the tickets for Canada yet, so that's gonna, I could start making plans for Canada with certain people, but knowing exactly the day that we're flying out and the day that we're flying home will help me determine lots of things. But I did, like I said, I did copy my calendar, so I have my July and August calendar written so I can start marking things down. I also need to look through my Hi, Auntie Diane. Auntie Diane says, hi, Lisa. I also need to look through my contacts and see, so I don't want to miss anybody out, but I want to go through my contacts and see who is around the places that we're going to be going to and who I would love to see while we're there, and make sure that they know that we're coming, and make some plans like that, even if it's like group events that we do where we meet everybody at once. I loved when we were there like 5 years ago when we camped, like Auntie Diane was one. Okay, so me and Steve and my cousin Michelle, with Michelle's camper, we camped at a area that my auntie and her partner like managed and took care of. So they were there living in the house because they took care of this whole reserve. What do you call it? Like, it was like a nature reserve or like a bird sanctuary thing. I don't know what it is. So they were living in the house. So they were there, and then their adult kids, like my cousins, lived very close. And then in one camper was me and Steve and the kids and my cousin Michelle and my mom. Did we all stay in the camper, or did we have a tent? I think we were all in the camper. And then Auntie Diane and Uncle Arthur had their camper parked there too. And then all of us, oh, and then because we were in one place, so many of my relatives and cousins and everything that live near Grand Prairie, they could just come out during the days or evenings or whatever. And so we were kind of in one spot, and we got to, whoever could have the time, even if it was a short visit, would come and see us. And we got so many people in that way, and it was more casual, where it didn't feel like you were rushing a visit or you had to fit in like so many people. But like, so you can meet people individually, but then you feel like it should be a short visit if you're meeting them individually, whereas it can be longer if it's a group visit, and then you can just rotate and visit with everybody. So I like just doing that. So I think like we will try and plan some of those like group things, even if it's like a barbecue at my mom's house if she lets us, or things like that. So yeah, I do need to make these plans, and then also see what Steve wants to do while we're there. What else can I tell you guys about? Nothing new on the kid front. Oh, Amy and James, I told you, I think, that they got their house and they have a lovely garden there. And then from their bedroom window, the view of the back garden and this, it's like amazing. Like, I would set up a desk there, and that's where I would do all my work, looking out at that if I couldn't be outside. It's, yeah, I love the house. I love the details in the house, like the characteristics, like it has great character, and then the garden is just so awesome. So, but I think I already told you guys that. Let's see. What? Sorry, hang on. Auntie Diane said, we have company, but I'll try and replay and watch. I had a hard time finding last week's episode. We have Meta AI now for searching. I haven't figured it out yet. Oh, I don't even know what Meta AI is. Talk to you later, Auntie. Enjoy your company, and I will send you a link to last week's episode to make it easier for you. But all of them should be under my videos. All of my old episodes, if you go to my Facebook and go under videos, all of my old Rambling Hour episodes are there. So none of them say what they're about specifically, so, but you can tell by the theme sometimes if it's what it might be about, like if it's from the kitchen or the garden or what have you. Eventually one day I will put what we talked about or what happened in them. Okay, so Auntie Diane said talk to you later, and she gave a heart and a thumbs up. Okay, enjoy your company. So what else can I tell you guys about? So I know that there's frogs, because I told you guys last year that there was a big frog that scared me when I was cleaning here last year, but I haven't, it's another year, another season, no frog or toad spawn, or I haven't seen any newts, but there is frogs, so I guess, they say you build it and they will come. If there is frogs that have found it, it's just a matter of time before I have toad and frog spawn one of these springs, and then once that happens, I'll probably have lots of toads and frogs, but who knows how long that will take. This is even a nice place to sit out here. Like it's evening now. You can hear the birds roosting, and I can't remember what time it is. It's between 8 and 9 p.m. for me, and It's not dark yet. The sun is gone down behind the buildings, but what was I gonna say? Oh, it's just peaceful. I'm not chilly, but here it is different than like growing up on the prairies. Well, I think I told you guys this, where a hot day, the air is warm, so even in the shade it can be warm, or in the evenings it stays warm. Here it's like the sun is hot, but the air isn't necessarily, so it'll cool off more at nights. And yeah, what am I saying? So anyways, but right now I don't feel cold enough that I need to put on a sweater or a jumper, as they call them here. So a sweater, if it's like woolly or like knitted, they call it a woolly jumper. And then if it's like a hoodie, they can call that a jumper too. But my neck was itchy there. I scratched it. That's why it's red. Let me check. I know I was a few minutes late. I was just, so I'm at half an hour now, so we have a half an hour left. I was a few minutes late only because the extension lead, I know I always have excuses, the extension lead that I was using with the pump to water all the pots with the pool water, and then, so I needed to finish that so I could bring the extension lead over here so I could use it with my lamp. So yeah, I was a few minutes late, but not too bad late. What else can I tell you guys about? I'm just getting super excited for Canada, and I need to just focus on, well, first of all, I gotta ask somebody or a few people to water and take care of my houseplants and garden, and even feeding the axolotls while I'm gone. There will be, like, Thomas will be here and stuff like that, but I don't want to overwhelm him with all the stuff in the house to do. So, I mean, maybe he'll feed the axolotls, but because he'll be here to take care of the dogs. I would love for him to come to Canada, but he's an adult, so he gets to decide what he wants to do, and he hasn't planned to come with us. So, but yeah, I'm not going to expect him to water all my garden and stuff like that. So I need to talk to people to take care of the things here that need to be done, and then plan the things for Canada. I know other people can be like this too. So once you start thinking about everything that you need to do, you overwhelm yourself, and then you feel like almost sick, or like you get the energy going, buzzing, you know, like the anxiety, and then you just like, and then you like make yourself crazy. So I've really been trying to just like calm and focus, and one thing at a time. It'll all get done. What are your priorities? I was listening to one of my Audible books that was helping me be, better, and it was talking about how, you know, it's important to take care of yourself, like self-care and everything else, and sometimes you need to relax and everything else, but avoiding the things that need to be done is not self-care. Sorry if it disconnected there for a moment. Yeah, avoiding it is not self-care. It's, if anything, it's worse, because it makes you feel worse if you've avoided the most important things that need to be checked off your to-do list. The other thing is, like I've told the kids and stuff too, and I have to tell myself, is that the best way to do something you don't want to do is to just do it. Because if you don't do it right away, then you're thinking about it, you're dreading it, you're spending way more time focused on it than you still need to do it. So say you take 2 days focusing on not wanting to do it, and then the half an hour to do it, whereas you could have just did it in that half an hour on the first day, and you wouldn't have to think about it again. So I have to remind myself. I have this thing that I printed out that I found from the internet, and I literally printed it off and taped it to the wall by my desk in the office, and it says, I know what it says, but there's 3 things, and I want to make sure I get it in the right order. I can't remember the third one, but I think it says like 1 moment at a time, 1 task at a time, 1 day at a time. Or it might say 1 task at a time, 1 day at a time, and something else. It says 3 things, but it's like that. It's just saying, like, breathe. Like, just take it slow, task at a time, and it'll all get done. Especially, it'll get done more efficiently than if you're panicking and having anxiety and stressing about things. So I got to remind myself about that. But when I start talking to you guys on here, I start thinking about what I've done this week or what I have to do next week. I heard that before too, and it's not 100% true, but it is still a nice quote. It says, depression is living in the past, anxiety is living in the future, and happiness is living in the present, or something like that. So yeah, I start thinking about the stuff that I need to get done, and when I think about all of them at once, telling you guys, then I start building up this anxiety in my head, like, oh my god, I need to do this and that, and I should also do that, and then there's like laundry that needs to be done, but yeah, breathe, it'll all be fine, a little bit at a time. And that's why a couple days ago, like how I do a daily affirmation each day, but I write one and post it. The other day, it was kind of based on that one task at a time, one day at a time thing. And it was, oh no, I think I did one like that. But then also, this one was more about how, like going in a circle, like how I like to spend a little bit of time on each area of my life rather than spend all my time on one area of my life and then feel overwhelmed that the other areas are failing. So, no, I don't get to be in the garden every single day, making everything perfect, and the way that I have in the past few years, like where I have spent so much time in the garden. No, I don't get to do that. No, I'm not spending all my time cleaning and organizing the house so it looks as great as it does in photos when I put them on for my seasonal decorations. No, I'm not focusing all of my time on paperwork or office stuff, or laundry, or housework, or the family, or whatever. But I'm doing a little bit here, a little bit there. Like even the scrapbooking. I might go and sit down at my desk once it gets dark out on a day that I've been outside enjoying the sun and doing stuff out here. Once it starts to get dark, I might go in the office and choose a paper for a background and one sticker that I want to use, and then I have to go and do other things. And that might be the only part of that I do. And I might only get one load of laundry done that day because our washing machine takes 2 hours or 2.5 hours to do a load because it's like energy efficient. And then the dryer takes a long time as well because it's supposed to be energy efficient. So they're energy efficient, they just take more time. But anyways, and some days I'm productive and I get lots of things done. But yeah, just moving into each area. So like the kitchen, I might not get the kitchen totally cleaned. As we know, when you use a kitchen, it gets dirty quickly. But I might just get the dishwasher unloaded and loaded with the dirty dishes that are on the counter, but haven't washed the ones that can't go in the dishwasher yet, which is what I did today. But tomorrow I might get it all done, or the rest done. So yeah, just a little bit in each area makes it feel way better than like spending all my time, because trust me, I have an obsessive personality, so I could spend every day like out in the garden, only focused on gardening, thinking about gardening, but then nothing else gets done, and then I'll feel guilty about the house getting to be messy or not making proper meals, or like this past week I have not focused on laundry, so I'm like way behind on a lot of laundry. But today I've done 4 or 5 loads already, so it's been a productive day for laundry. Mind you, 2 or 3 of them are just taken out of the dryer and put on top, like where I fold the clothes, and just like I haven't folded it all yet. Whereas I try to do, like as I do a load, once I take it out of the dryer, once I got the washing machine and dryer going again, I fold those clothes and put them in the basket so that I don't get overwhelmed with a big pile like that. Today, because I was working out here, I'd go in and do it because I knew it needed to be done, especially like kids' clothes for school and Steve's shirts or whatever. But not all of it needs to be folded right now. So yeah. Anyhow, I don't know what are your tips or tricks or things to make your life feel better, not feel overwhelmed or feel anxiety because you have too many. This is a crazy thing, is that I am like a homemaker. I am, a housewife. And listen, I run a great house. Like I am productive and good at all this stuff, but most of you have to work full-time during the days and do all this other stuff as well. Some of you are doing all this by yourself without a partner, and some of you have young kids, and I remember what that was like, and that's even more work. Yeah, my house was definitely not as organized and clean as I would want it to be when the kids were younger. But yeah, what are your tips and tricks? What are the things you do? Do you feel like you are good at maintaining all the areas, like just moving around and getting things done? Like Fridays is housework, Mondays is shopping, and Wednesdays is laundry or whatever. In the past, I guess, like for my mom, like she did laundry on Mondays, but like I said, the loads didn't take as long, so she could get a lot done on a Monday. Mine, laundry never ends, but yeah, it's rare. If I get caught up on the laundry in the laundry room, it only means that I haven't emptied the laundry bins like upstairs in the bathroom and ours in our bedroom. The kids, they have to bring down their own laundry. But like I said, once I catch up on what's in the laundry room, it probably means that it's only because the other bins haven't been emptied yet. So yeah, I need to plan some meals for this week. I just froze some ground turkey and ground beef that I had bought but haven't used yet, and I wanted to freeze it before it went out of date. And then the chicken breasts were marked for the 20th, but like I said, I made those in the pressure cooker today. So I have frozen meat that I can make meals with, but I need to make some plans. What did we have? Oh yeah, but the liver that I told you guys about already, and then I made sweet potato, like mashed sweet potato for me and Steve, and then mashed regular potatoes for the kids. Yes, I need to look back at my album on here on Facebook with no carb, low carb recipes, and I know that there is lots of options. I just need to remember what they are. I have some courgettes, which are like small zucchinis, in the fridge, so I can slice those up with onion. Ooh, I love cabbage and bacon. I love cabbage, so steamed cabbage. And what else? What was it? What did I say before? Oh, and then that thing that I have made. I haven't made it like in a couple weeks, but it's good, and we could eat that every day with the butternut squash, the spinach, goat's cheese. What else goes in it? Onion, and then the seasoning. Yeah, I can make that again. Actually, I have everything to make that, the spinach in the fridge, so maybe I'll make that tomorrow, and I'll have the leftover chicken breast from today, so I can make that. And that doesn't have meat in it, so I could put the chicken in it. Yes. Okay, so then if I have a plan, it just makes it a lot easier. I want to succeed at this, and I need to start doing my workouts again too. And there's no reason that I didn't do them this week. There was days that I didn't feel good, and also just that we've been super busy. Yeah, but there's no excuse. Once I get going on them again, you know that I won't let myself have an excuse. I will not be allowed to go to sleep until I am done my workouts, because your body, if it has to do with 20 minutes of a workout or a half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes of a workout or 20 to 30 minutes of extra sleep or sleep in general, your body will thank you for that 20 to 30 minutes of a workout. You wouldn't believe that, but like that in a day will make all the difference. And we know I can sleep for the Olympics anyways, so yes, I need to get my butt in gear with that too, because I am serious about this. Like I said, we've done the eating this week, and I'm okay with the fact that I haven't worked out this week because we changed our diet so quickly. The lower carbs has made us tired, and yeah, so and then when you reduce your caffeine intake, you got the caffeine headaches and stuff like that. So changing our eating this week, like I said, our bodies are just like recovering right now and stuff like that, so that is okay that I haven't done working out and stuff. But especially when it's like gardening season, I tend to do a lot more stuff outside, and I'm more active anyways, which is an added bonus. But I definitely need to start doing the actual workouts. And then remember what I talked about with like the wonderful weather and stuff like that? I have my yoga and my workouts on my phone. So not only can I read outside or do my paperwork outside or whatever else I need to do, I can do my workouts outside too. I mean, like this is a perfect spot right here by the wildlife pond. If I have my yoga mat here, because nobody can see in here. It's like completely blocked. And there is parts of the garden like that. And even so, I don't give a poop if people see me anyways. In the back garden, I mean, when I work out in the living room, if it's nighttime, I don't close the curtains because I like to see the reflection of myself in the patio doors, because it's like mirrors, so I can see if I'm doing my positioning properly and stuff like that. But because of that, the people in the apartments behind me can totally see into the house and watch me work out, which again doesn't bother me. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to close the curtains because I like seeing my reflection. Once we have like a workout room with mirrors on the wall, that would be different, but I'm not. But what my point was, the way my brain works, my point was, with this beautiful weather and everything that I need to get done, if I spend the time doing those other things outside, in the beautiful weather, in the beautiful garden, in nature, I won't feel guilty like I'm missing out on those beautiful short, like not short days, but you know what I mean, like summer is so short. You only get so many nice days in a year. But I won't feel as guilty if it's like, well, it's a paperwork day. I have to be in the office doing all this work, but look outside, I want to be outside. So if I can bring my laptop outside or whatever I'm working on outside, then I get the best of both worlds. Yes, that is what I'm trying to say. So working out is another thing that I want to get done during the day, but there is absolutely no reason that I can't do it outside. And even if I was to use the discs, I have a disc reader that connects to my laptop that I could bring outside and put the discs into the disc reader and watch my workouts on my laptop if I wanted to. Sorry about Lena barking. Excuse me, that finger too. We got 15 minutes left. What do you guys want to talk about for the last 15 minutes? I know I just stopped, like I'm waiting for you guys to actually say something and reply to me. But Steve's out for the night, so that's why I get to either read or scrapbook or do whatever I want. But I am trying to get to bed at a decent time, as I say all the time. Listen, if it was up to me, I'd be in bed at like 9 or 10 each night and sleeping. But I like being up earlier and feeling like I didn't waste my day, especially because a lot of times here, it can be super sunny and nice in the first part of the morning and then get cloudy for the afternoon. So sometimes I miss the sunshine because I am sleeping in. Because Steve's his own boss and likes to miss the traffic, he doesn't get up early like a lot of people do for a job. And then if he doesn't have to get up, then I don't get up. However, I have been getting up at 6. No, I mean, I always get up at 6 to wake up the kids and just to say bye and have a good day and stuff like that. But I've been getting up, and on days that they have exams, I've been making them breakfast, like bacon and eggs or whatever, just to make sure that they've eaten before they left, which is crazy because I didn't do this for any of the other kids, but Aurora has some exams and Erica, but I didn't do it in the past when they had their GCSE exams. But yeah, I'm just making sure they have a good breakfast, and so I have been getting up quite early. So what I'm saying is I might read, I might scrapbook, I might just go to sleep sooner than expected. Lena! Stop! She looks out to the train tracks and barks at either cats that are going by on the train tracks or foxes or who knows what she's barking at right now. So yeah, I didn't mow the lawn today. See, I can't beat myself up about these things. I need to just, no, you didn't mow the lawn today, and it's gonna be okay. The lawn isn't gonna die because you didn't mow it today. It, you know, like it's gonna be okay. But yeah, my brain just, like I said, I'm not always, if I'm busy doing stuff, then I'm not necessarily thinking about all the other things that I need to do. I'm just focusing on the job at hand. But once I'm like talking to you guys and I'm trying to think about what to talk about or what needs to be done or, you know, whatever, then my brain is just going crazy about all the stuff that needs to or could be. Speaking of which, another thing that I want to do is like all these types of ornaments. Oh, that one's not too bad, but lots of them have lost their color. Look at how he's faded from the sun and like not there. But yeah, lots of these ones in the garden and stuff have lost their color. So eventually, when I have the time, I want to repaint them, because you can see that duck back there, the mommy duck, because there's babies. The mommy, like she's pretty white. So, but not like a white duck, like her beak needs to be. Anyways, I'm just rambling because I can see the statue back there, which doesn't need any work, but that's what the rambling hour is just me rambling on. What do you guys want to talk about? How good water is, and how I should bring water to my painting classes as well to drink. With the weather the way it is, and everything else, I should be carrying a water bottle all the time with me now. So there's a podcast I listen to called And That's Why We Drink, and or is it that one, or is it Wine and Crime? It might be Wine and Crime, which the names sound similar, and both of them are two ladies who talk about crime. But one of them, anyway, she says, go drink your water, you thirsty little rats. And she's like, that's it, like your daily reminder, your reminder to go and drink water. So now every time I think about drinking water, I hear that in my head, that like I'm a thirsty little rat. So any water is better than no water. Well, I say that, but I mean, you don't want to drink like pond water or something that'll make you sick. But luckily, I am in a blessed place where we have good drinking water from our taps. I was watching Gogglebox on Friday, and there was, I think it was Gogglebox, and the husband had been refilling the bottles with tap water, and the wife didn't even know. She didn't realize that it wasn't her bottled water that she buys. And he's saying that's exactly the point. You don't need to be wasting money, and it's bad for the environment with these plastic bottles. You can just be having tap water. So, and that's what we do. We have the fridge. I think, like, how blessed are we? So I was listening to something else that was talking about, like, how we need to, oh, who was it? It was the comedian Jimmy Carr who was talking about this, and I thought, like, it was absolutely true. He was talking about, like, how good we have it these days, and we don't even realize, like, compared to 50, 100 years ago, whatever. Okay, we have hot showers. We have, like, refrigerators that can keep our food good. We can get food from all different parts of the world. We have, like, freezers that can keep food for how long. Milk that stays good in our fridge. Like, all these things that you wouldn't have had 100 years ago. And then I was in the kitchen thinking about the fact that we have on-demand hot water, not just like our boiler that makes on-demand hot water from the tap, but like our corker tap that makes it like hot boiling water instantly, and then our fridge that makes cold water. How awesome is that? Not just water, not just plumbing to the house, but hot water, like boiling water or nice ice cold water instantly, let alone the fact that our fridge makes ice as well. Lena! So, yeah, we do not realize how good we have it. If you compare how we live to somebody who lived 100 years ago, in 100 years, the things that we have, what about the fact that I can talk to everybody around the world in an instant? Like, think about when phones were first invented and how much of a difference that made. And then, yes, long distance calls cost money and all that, but like now, look at what we have and how often we take it for granted. When I journal every day, I do. You know, I do my daily affirmation, which I post on here, but I write it out 5 times in my journal for the day. And then I also write, I do it at the end of the day, or I do it the next day for the day before, but it's 5 things that I'm grateful for, like my gratitude thing. So, and it can be as big as the fact that I get to be a mom, and it can be as small as the fact that I have indoor plumbing where I can flush away, you know, what I do on the flusher. like it can be, or that I got to drink water today. Like, yeah, so every day I do gratitude. Oh, I do, so I do my to-do list as well on each day. So, and then that way I can cross things off. And I do I can't remember what they called it, but somewhere I heard, like, it's a to-do list, but you, instead of just writing what you have to do tomorrow, you can go back to your list and write all the things that you did do that day and then cross them off, because guess what? You still did them and they needed to be done even if you didn't write them down. So I do that too. So like today, it wasn't written down for me to do, but I did pick up dog poo. I did laundry. I emptied the dog poo bucket as well. And I didn't mow the lawn. We already talked about that. So all the things that I did do, water the plants out front. It wasn't on my list today, specifically. It was something that needed to be done. But I did it today, and I can write that down. And then it looks like I got things done, because I did get things done. So it makes you feel more accomplished that you've done things. So yeah, this has been a good episode for being inspirational and talking about, you wouldn't know by watching this episode that I've been listening to like a self-help and a self-care book on Audible, but it's what was it called again? It's again by Erin Murphy Hiscock, which is who I've been listening to her books on, and it's I think it's called The Witch's Book of Self-Care. So, but when I listen to it, it's called The Witch's Book of Self-Care, but really it talks about all the things that you should do for self-care, which is things that I've learned along the way and am practicing anyways, but it's good to be reminded of those things, like a gratitude journal or eating mindfully, and appreciating what you have, and lots of things. I have to wee like super, super bad, but good news, grateful that my bladder, that you can actually hold pee for longer than you think you can. I don't recommend it all the time because you don't want to create bladder infections or whatever, but you also, because I have an overactive bladder, I don't have a small bladder. My bladder is fine, it can hold lots, but my brain tells as soon as I have a little bit of pee there, it tells my brain that I need to pee, so I feel like I need to pee even when it's like only a little bit full, which is really annoying because then it's like uncomfortable, the feeling that you need to pee, and then I'm just always going to the toilet like to pee so often. However, to retrain your bladder, the doctor has told me to hold it in and then go, when I have a full bladder, and you like retrain your bladder, but that's hard to do because it's uncomfortable. But like I've told you guys before, with pregnancies and stuff like that, when you have to wait for your ultrasound, this happens with people who have to have ultrasounds that aren't pregnant, because you can't always see the things inside, so that with a full bladder, it gives them like a background kind of thing so they can see better. So they want you to hold your pee in so that you have a full bladder, so that it makes it easier for them to see with the ultrasound. So you learn then, because then if you let out too much pee, they can't do the ultrasound, so then it needs to be rebooked, or you gotta wait until your bladder fills up again. So you learn quickly to not waste your pee and to hold it, and you realize then that you can actually not pee your pants. You can hold your bladder a lot longer than you think you can, but part of the thing is that if I stay in this position, if I don't move, and I just sit here, then it's easier for me to hold my bladder than it would be if I was like doing stuff and everything else. So as soon as I stand up, the gravity will be like, okay, it's time to go now. So, but the other thing with me, because I didn't do my Kegel exercises and because I'm getting older, is that the dangerous thing is that because of that pee, when I don't cough as much now. I still cough a little bit, but most of it, the cough is gone. But yeah, with coughing or sneezing or whatever, if I do have pee there, then that's when I like piddle a little bit. So that's not good. That is another reason that I should go to the bathroom every 20 minutes to empty my bladder, because I don't want to be smelling like pee. So, cheers. Drink some more water, you thirsty little rats. I gotta think of my own saying with drinking water, but I like that one anyways, but I gotta give her the credit. I'll let you know who it is in the messages there. And like I said, like my Auntie Diane saying that she had a hard time finding last week's episode of Rambling Hour. All of my old episodes are on Facebook under my videos. So you should be able to see them there. If there's any specific one that you want or what have you, I will look through and find the link for them for you. Let me know. Otherwise, this one, well, if you're watching this right now, you found it or you're watching it live. But yeah, like I said, they'll be under my videos, my videos on Facebook. So I love you guys, and we'll see you next week. And that'll be the end of this season, season 14, which is, it just, like, time goes by so quickly. Does time go by more quickly when you're older? Or, like, is it literally feeling like it? It's like, is it like that still now? Like, do kids now feel like time's slow, and then in 20 years for them it'll feel like it's faster? Or is time going faster for everybody, even kids? I don't know, but it just seems like it, like the months go by quick, the years go by quick. It's just like, slow down, because I'm okay with like dying when I'm old, but the life is going by too fast. I'm trying to enjoy life. So like I said, there's way more things I want to do in this lifetime than I have time for, even if I have a long, full life. But what can you do? All right, I love you guys. I'll see you next week. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the weather. The spring and summer won't last, so enjoy it while it's happening. Love you. Bye.